You don't win an endurance race. You outlast it.
It's a fine line between pushing too hard and bringing the car home.
24 hours ago, 55 racing teams started this 14-hour, 1,200-mile trial by fire.
A lot of the drivers maybe are feeling a little bit fatigued, and that's when mistakes and errors can happen.
One team has been knocked down and roughed up. Now their road to redemption is on a fearsome racetrack that has been eating cars for 50 years.
If a car is on your lap and it looks like you can run faster than them, you go after it to get a position. And that's when things get a little nutty.
Can this upstart overachieving team steal the win, or will they be humbled by Lady Luck?
We've been racing, what, 7 hours? These last 10 minutes is going to be the longest 10 minutes.
Real racing, real tracks, and real cheap cars. This is the ChampCar Grand Prix. On part 1 of the ChampCar Grand Prix,
our cars are old, used-up street cars. Most of the cars you see out there are from the 80s and 90s, that they've just become cheap enough that somebody can pick it up as Craigslist. And put a cage in it and fire suppression system and get your buddies together, and you can go race famous tracks for about as little money as can be had.
Although the cars are not as expensive, the technique and the formula is all the same that you would see in high-dollar type of racing.
Green flag, green flag, green flag.
I lost it. I was, turn the wheel, lift up the throttle, slide the back, and I lost it.
You never know who you're going to race against. You get real racers, and you get people turning up just to figure out how to race.
Whoa! They're pulling a guy out off the track. I think he understood racing wrong.
It's a huge field that we have out there, 55 cars. There's going to be some incidents.
It only takes about 15 minutes to figure out who are the people you can play with and who are the people you stay the hell away from.
You bumped somebody? I pretend I did not touch him.
So keeping out of trouble, keeping up the speed and keeping the car reliable, that's going to be our strategy.
The intender hit me at 11. I left yours flat. The steering's off center.
So we probably lost 5 minutes today. It's just the way it goes. It's racing, and we hope everybody else loses their 5 minutes tomorrow.
it's day 2 of the ChampCar Endurance Series Grand Prix, a pair of 7-hour endurance races that are scored as a single contest. The ChampCar Grand Prix is at the world-famous Mazda Raceway, Laguna, Seca, located in California's picturesque Central Coast.
It's a little chilly out. It looks like it ought to be a good day.
I'm from Michigan, and it's still cold.
What I've got, somebody left this on track. Maybe it's important, maybe it's not, but if you're looking for it, I've got it up here. You can come grab it. By and large, I'm very pleased with yesterday. You guys did a really good job on pit road, so if we can have a repeat of yesterday, today, it'll be a pretty good weekend.
Team Los Cerros Voladores started the weekend with high hopes for the win. However, Eric Hoyshayle's on-track incident with another racer and Greg Smith's cut tire have left the team in a deep 12th place hole to dig out of.
We just need to be clean so that we don't have those today, and there's probably 4 minutes to 5 minutes right there to make up.
Greg is scheduled to drive the first stint in the team's Plymouth Neon, but he will not start the race.
I relinquished my driving stint to Eric, getting over this cold, and my head's not in it, literally. So feeling a lot more relaxed now that I'm not thinking about driving.
I got to redeem myself from my little outlet thing yesterday. Or make it more spectacular. One of the two, right?
Bare Bones Racing currently resides in 6th place after a flawless first day of racing. Matt Williamson will start day 2 of the ChampCar Grand Prix in the Mazda Miata Half Pint.
Thinking about the task at hand, just trying to figure out my shift points. I'm visualizing the course, where I'm going to brake, where I'm going to turn in. Doing Laguna in my mind's eye right now.
And this is where a well-prepped car pays off, right? The car, you know, shouldn't need anything after day one, and I'm confident that we're in good shape. Any luck, the car won't need anything other than maybe a tire every once in a while and some gas.
A lot of the drivers maybe are feeling a little fatigue, and that's when mistakes and errors can happen. So hopefully people will be cognizant of that and take it easy on the first few laps.
I expect it'll be different than yesterday. It'll be less chaotic. Everybody who's out here is taking it seriously enough to finish the race. And so people usually drive smarter and take it a little easier. In my experience, things won't get crazy again until the last stint, the last 2 hours, 1 hour, when, you know, if a car is on your lap and it looks like you can run faster than them, you go after it to get a position. And that's when things get a little nutty.
Both Team Los Cerdos Voladores and Barebones Racing will continue the hare and tortoise race strategy to win the ChampCar Grand Prix, racing at a steady pace while methodically moving up the leaderboard. They can't match the speed of the race-leading Slugworks Mitsubishi Eclipse and U-Boot Rennenworks Porsche 944.
I like the fact that we have an underpowered car. You can't just take care of problems down the straights. You have to drive it well through the rest of the track.
But the Neon and Miata can go substantially further on a tank of gas than their faster and thirstier competition, who will be forced to make extra fuel stops.
This endurance race is over 2 days. We finished yesterday's race. That's great, we were successful, but we can't live off of that success. Right now is all about today.
It's the start of the concluding race of the ChampCar Endurance Series Grand Prix, held at the Mazda Raceway, Laguna Seca. Immediately from the waving of the green flag, Eric Hoyshally in the Team Los Cerdos Voladores Neon wastes no time slicing and dicing through the heavy traffic.
I actually run vehicle dynamics for all the SRT products. We do the SRTs, the Grand Cherokee SRT8, the Charger Challenger 300 SRT8. So me personally, I did the Hellcat tuning. You'll find a number of washed-up ex-race car drivers working in vehicle dynamics at car companies. And, you know, we get a lot of track time, but it's not racing. And I just miss racing.
We picked up 2 spots first thing this morning, and we've been plugging away. We'll see what happens. The first round of pit stops are coming up here real soon.
We're looking good, and hope everything hangs together and we follow our plan for today.
Matt Williamson started the day's race in the driver's seat of Barebones Racing's Miata Half Pint.
I've got complete trust in my teammate here. Matt does so much for us. The guy's wrenching, and he's a hell of a driver too, so he's bringing that combination to our team, and we wouldn't be where we were without Matt's dedication and hard effort.
The team has motored into 3rd place, 4 minutes behind the leaders when Matt relinquishes Half Pint to Chris Foreman.
It was a great run. We went up in the standings. I think we're 3rd overall now, so I couldn't ask for anything more.
While Eric, in a heroic and determined drive, races the Team Los Cerdos Voladores Neon up to 8th place, the rest of the team prepares for their first pit stop of the day. Along with the driver change and refueling, the team will change a front tire.
While he's getting out of the car, do you want me to pull the jack and the tire over there and stage it while you guys are fueling? Yeah, I think so. That'll give us a couple more seconds.
Kevin Wesley will be driving the 2nd stint in the Neon.
I just like coming here with a car that's, you know, ends up being 23rd for lap time and running in the top 10, let alone the top 5, right? That's just means doing everything's right. The car prep's right, the drivers are right, everything's working right.
Kevin's assignment for the next 2 hours is to continue aggressively making up time on the track while staying out of trouble. However, in short order, trouble finds Kevin.
I got hit by a little white Miata coming out of 11, which was complete crap. I mean, he was completely holding up everything, and then I'm on the exit. He had plenty of room off to the wall, and he just drove into the rear of me. I mean, it's fine, but it was stupid.
In a well-needed stroke of luck, the on-track incident with the Miata causes no damage to the Neon. In the Barebones Racing pit stall, Keith Mayer prepares for his final turn to pilot Half Pint.
So I'm just making sure that I have all my gear in place and everything's ready to go.
Chris has kept the Miata in third place, well within striking distance of the race-leading U-Boot Rennenwerks Porsche 944 and Slugworks Mitsubishi Eclipse, both of which will need to make at least one more time-consuming refueling pit stop than the Miata.
We love seeing our fellow teammates improve and perform at their best. And Chris today is a 5 seconds a lap faster than he was yesterday.
It's a lot of energy and a lot of pressure there, so I'm hoping to be a bit quicker than yesterday. I'd like to go faster, but I'd also like to do a consistent 2 hours.
Midway through the final day of the ChampCar Endurance Series Grand Prix, held at the world-famous Mazda Raceway Laguna Seca, pit lane and the garages have become littered with cars that have suffered mechanical failures.
I got 6 turns in, and then the motor died. We had a very small issue with one of the pistons. It was kind of opening in it. It wasn't supposed to be there.
One of the great things about ChampCar Endurance Racing is its accessibility as a low-budget racing series. However, the cars on the track are designed for normal daily driving, not to be run at the red line after racking up over 150,000 miles in everyday use. Breakdowns become as inevitable as night and day.
Came onto the front straight over here, gave it some power, there was no power, it died immediately. So we're not really racing, we're gonna look at it and see if we can get this thing fixed.
If you want to race in ChampCar, make sure to build a car you know about, because chances are you're gonna be working on it.
Bruce, did we save the warranty card on this motor?
I'll have to check the mileage here.
Team Los Cerdos Voladores continues their remarkable revival from yesterday's on-track incidents.
I'm in pit lane, I'm in pit lane.
Kevin has skillfully navigated the Neon up to 4th place, right behind the Barebones Racing Mazda Miata, Slugworks Mitsubishi Eclipse, and U-Boot Rennenwerks Porsche 944.
It was a good stint. I think we're in good shape. I'm excited, I'm tired. It's been a long time since I drove 4 hours over one weekend.
The team's resurgence in the standings is the best medicine for Greg's cold.
Feeling pretty good, Things are going well. I'm a little tired just for a moment, but yeah, everything seems to be holding up okay. The car's doing exactly what we thought it would do fuel-wise, which is good.
David Carr is back in the Neon. His responsibility is to keep up the torrid pace set by Eric and Kevin for the next 2 hours before he hands the Neon back over to Eric for the final stint of the day. For every team remaining in the ChampCar Grand Prix, their emotions swing from confidence to fear. Is the car still running because it's strong, or is the miles about to take their toll? With a little more than 2 hours remaining in the final day of the ChampCar Endurance Series Grand Prix, Team Los Cerdos Voladores have accomplished a near impossible comeback from yesterday's 2 time-devouring on-track incidents. After starting the day in the 12th position, they now reside in 4th place and are in contention for the win. Then, the door closes.
I've got power, but all of a sudden I lost delivering any power to trans.
Without warning, the Neon's transmission fails.
The car lost drive. Probably a broken half shaft or damaged half shaft.
Just keep the line tensioned up, ride your brakes, okay?
I'm frustrated. We had such a good run too. Even if we do get back out there, it's you know, we'd be lucky to be top 10 still.
It takes over 15 agonizing minutes for David Carr and the wounded Neon to be towed back to the garage.
We're going for a top 5. There's no way we're going to get a top 5 now.
With less than 2 hours remaining in the ChampCar Endurance Series Grand Prix held at the world-famous Mazda Raceway Laguna Seca, Keith Mayer has raced the bare-bones racing Miata Half Pint into 3rd place and in contention for the win.
Now that we can see the end of the overall weekend, it's a fine line between pushing too hard and bringing the car home.
On the next lap, Keith will bring Half Pint in for the penultimate pit stop. David Fosberg will take the reins for the final sprint to the checkered flag.
About 20 minutes before I get into the car, I like to go into the trailer just by myself and just close my eyes and just kind of mentally visualize every corner, gear changes, throttle application, just play it over and over again in my mind. It kind of brings a peace and a calm. So when I get behind the wheel and in the car, I'm just executing.
For David, the remaining race strategy is crystal clear. Drive all out and hope the leaders run into trouble in the closing dash to the checkered flag.
Whatever we're presented with, I'll do my best and we'll just drive and we'll just see what happens.
There is only 50 short minutes left in the 14-hour endurance race. David is just 1 lap behind Slugworks Mitsubishi Eclipse and U-Boot Rennenwerk's Porsche 944. The ChampCar Grand Prix is far from over.
It's going to go down to the wire.
Was there a bang or anything? No. No bang, just all of a sudden a loss of power and free revving.
Access on this side, outer side. I think it's driver's side. I say start it and put it in gear. Starting. Driving on this side.
It's not driving on this side. It's barely creeping along.
All right, well, let's shut it off.
The final minutes of the ChampCar Grand Prix are perhaps the most treacherous on this physically demanding track. The strain of running at the red line for almost 14 hours is taking its toll on man and machine. David's outstanding racing skills and Half Pint's exceptional track prowess keeps the pair out of trouble and an unlikely contender for the overall win.
David's in the car and has to reel in a car that's over a lap ahead of him. Over the last 45 minutes, he's reeled it down from a full lap all the way down to a 34-second gap.
In an all-out sprint, David is running 2 seconds a lap faster than the leaders.
And we have 25 minutes left in the day, and each lap is roughly 2 minutes. So you do the math, and it's tight, but we have a chance. Thanks to Dave. What a driver.
The 2-day, 14-hour endurance race has evolved to a 20-minute flat-out chase to the checkered flag.
Remarkable. Doesn't get better.
Back in the garage, a broken transmission cruelly robs the ChampCar Grand Prix victory from Team Los Cerros Voladores.
I couldn't have predicted the transmission would break internally. We don't usually have that particular kind of a problem. You know, these are usually pretty tough. You're doing so well, holding 4th place.
Just typical racing. I mean, we got there, we gave our best effort, we did everything we could. These kind of things just happen sometimes.
There he is. Keep it clean, keep it clean.
19 minutes left in the race, 10 seconds gap here.
In the waning moments of the ChampCar Grand Prix, David continues to close the gap on the leaders.
We've been racing, what, 7 hours? These last 10 minutes is going to be the longest 10 minutes.
Racing against the clock, David is driving like a man possessed.
I think it comes down to the last 4 minutes of the endurance race, down to the wire.
2 more laps.
1 second gap.
With time running out, this is the closest David will get to the race leaders. At 4 p.m., with the waving of the checkered flag, the overachieving Barebones Racing proudly comes home in 3rd place. The Slugworks Mitsubishi Eclipse wins the ChampCar Grand Prix.
This is the best finish we've ever had as a team. After 3 years of racing, countless turns of the wrench. You know, don't tell our loved ones how many dollars spent.
We just kept at it, did our best, and we just saw the lap times coming down, down, down.
I'll take the look at the Irish or whatever worked, and we'll just double down and keep going.
This is truly endurance personified.
The ChampCar Endurance Series takes on all comers, from skilled drivers to the working class man looking for a spark in life. A journey from which there is no return.
All of us, all of the competitors out there are all working. We don't have fancy sponsorships. We turn the wrenches ourselves. So there's a lot of pride out there because those cars are all put together by the teams that build them.